Hi guys, welcome to the part 2 of the stained glass window tutorial. So I do apologise guys for not having a video put up in the last few weeks. I've had a ton of things happening and I've been filming the stained glass tutorial as I've been going along bit by bit, and now that I've got it all filmed I thought I'll get in and put it straight up for you. So what I did was I did the side light, the one that we started in the last episode, finished that one off, and I got in and did the transom one. I had all that cut. All I had to do was do all the lead work and solder it all up so that I could get that up there and you guys could have a real good look and see what's happening in this front entrance. Okay guys, well, I've got it all put together. Sorry that I couldn't explain more to you, but I didn't want this video to go for 3 hours. Basically, you need to just cut the lead to fit in there without gaps if possible. If you have a small gap here and there, you can fill it up with the solder. It's not really a big deal. So I've got the soldering iron heating up. I've got my flux. I've got my solder and a brush to brush the flux on. So if you don't use the flux, it's a nightmare. I used the flux, but what I did was I soldered the first side. This was on the first one that I did in the bedroom, and I soldered the first side, and then I put all the I forget what it's called, the putty. Put all the putty in there, and the putty's got like linseed oil in it. When I flipped it over, what a nightmare. It did not want to solder. The second one I did still had problems even with it clean, without any linseed oil. So yeah, it can be a bit challenging, some things, but it's the sort of thing that once you've done it a couple of times, you're okay. You go, all right, I know this is a bit fiddly, but I can do it. So I'm going to just start soldering this, and I'll get you nice and close and I'll show you the technique, and yeah, you should be able to I should be able to show you the technique so that you could have a go if you went out and got the stuff. You could, I think, do it from this tutorial, hopefully. Probably not the world's best teacher, but I am trying to explain it as thoroughly as I can for you. So we'll just get in and see if we can solder this up, and show you what to do as we go along. So the materials we need to do this putty is we need the putty, we need whiting, and you use that in equal amounts. That's why we've got 2 buckets the same size there. We need some pale boiled linseed oil. That's very important that it's the pale boiled. So we've got that. We need some terps just to clean things up afterwards really. And I use gloves because it's pretty messy. I don't generally mind getting a bit of mess on my hands, but yeah, when you're pushing the putty into all the grooves, it just gets everywhere, so I use gloves. And the other thing is we need an assortment of brushes. So you put the putty in and then you sprinkle the whiting on, and that helps it to go off. But what that does is that makes it so that it goes hard quickly. So you need to be able to scrub at it. So I've got a fairly hard scrubbing brush, and then I've got some fine, which are just like nail cleaning brushes, because they can like polish up the glass afterwards. So yeah, so that's all we need to do this. So I'll go through how to mix up the putty, and we'll get into it. And we're not going to need a huge amount for this little panel. So we'll just mix up a small amount. You can always mix more, and yeah, we'll get in and do that part of the job. Now guys, I just want you to remember, this is how I do it. I've researched and I've asked questions to the experts and really looked into it of what I need to do, so I know the basics of what I need to do. Now all the little things like putting it in, cleaning it up, doing whatever is all just the way I do it. So for you experts out there that might come across this video, you'll go, look at this clown, what's he doing? But that's fine. I get a good result at the end, and that's all that matters. I'm not selling these, so and I haven't had anyone pick any of my work yet, so I'm generally the one that does the picking. So one thing, the very first thing before I mix up the putty, I like to give the panel a good brush down with this stiff brush, because you get little blobs of lead that fall off that you miss, and you want it clean before you start putting the putty in. So I just give this a really good scrub backwards and forwards. Make sure I'm starting with a clean. You can see how dirty that is. This was a brand new brush. So yeah, it just cleans up the lead a bit and gets off any little dags from the solder. So I'll do that on both sides. See, there was a bit there that I just flicked off. So yeah. So, all right. So now they do recommend to do one side and then leave it 24 hours. But on the last panel I did it, cleaned it up, flipped it over, and I did the other side, and it was perfectly fine. So I'm just going to do the same thing now so that I can show you the whole process. All right, so I've got my pot and I've got a chunk of wood to mix it with. So we'll get rid of this for the moment. So these are equal amounts. Mice have been all over them. Mice poo. All right. Oh, God. Alright, so for this small panel, I'm going to go with a half a cup of each of these to start with. Alright, so that should be enough to do this panel. So we'll put them aside. The whiting I'm going to need to use. Alright, now this is, I didn't mention this is some black oxide colouring. So because I'm going for the black patina finish, I want to have black putty. So now you don't need a lot of this. I'm going to be naughty here. I'm going to get a teaspoon out of the drawer, and I'm going to put a teaspoon, half a teaspoon should do it. Something like that. This stuff goes a long way, I found out. So then I want the pale boiled linseed oil. And I just want half as much as what I use of the putty. So a quarter of a cup should do it. Mix that all up. All right, I need some more. Alright, so that's a bit runny, but you can see that little bit of black oxide I put in there. Look how dark it's gone. So I'm going to put a bit more putty in there. Sorry, I'm going to put a bit more of both in there. As I said, I'm not an expert, still learning. Alright, that's better. So a thick, stodgy mix will do us fine. So like I said, I need to keep the whiting open. So we'll get our panel back. So now we're ready to putty. So I'll get you nice and close and we'll get on with it. Hi guys, so I'm out here in the yard and I'm just getting a few things organised because we're having a plumber come here soon and they're going to run the mains sewer line through here because at the moment we've just got a septic tank. So looking at it, actually what I'll do, I'll just turn this around quickly. So just while I'm here, check that out. It's not fully covered yet, but it'll get more flowers and it'll be all yellow. So that looks pretty awesome. Hey, anyway, we're going to come in from the driveway over there and it's going to come straight through where I'm standing here, and it's going to come just around about here and through. So while they do this, one of the things they're going to do is they're going to demolish that tank and all for us. So we had to empty the water out. So Julie goes to me, can't you just drill a hole in the side? And I said, oh, we can try. And then we end up with this. But Lily's enjoying it. It's a nice warm day. She likes to bite the water. She'll be knackered tonight. And the rose looks like it's going to get a good water down this one anyway. So yeah, pretty funny actually. A ton of water. We'll probably come out here and it'll be just a swamp tomorrow morning. But oh well, you get that. So anyway, they're going to also go into the outback toilet there, and they're going to put a new line into there. So this is a septic just here. So everything is routed around and into that tank, and there's virtually no fall. It's basically just flat, and that's why we're having problems. So the pipe's going to come out of there and it's going to fall down, and there's going to be a pipe that connects up behind the tank there, and then it's going to run across and then straight down to the connection point on the road out there in the driveway. And we've got a full 1.4 meters. So, and they said that they've worked it out, and I did the calculation, they also checked it. It's 36 meters that it has to run from the backyard down to there, and they said there's plenty of fall. So that's all going to work perfectly. So anyway, for the time being, we're going to have water shooting out for a while. So if it was hot, I'd probably go and put a chair underneath there and sit there for a while. So one of the other things that I did over the last couple of weeks was I painted my ute. So you might remember, if you've watched the earlier videos, we had a hailstorm here a bit over 12 months ago, and hail the size of golf balls, and it just dented the crap out of my car. So I finally got around to fixing all that up and painting that. So that's another thing that I did, and I'll show you how I did that in this next little clip. So in news of what's been happening with Rose Villa, I've had another email from Marvin, and Marvin has done this amazing picture. And this is a concept based on the instructions I gave Marvin of what I want it to look like. So I thought I'd put it up there and let you guys have a look at it. And you'll be able to see as we go along the bay windows drawn in there. And I'm in the parlour at the moment. So that's all the talk I've been banging on about with this bay window with the fireplace in it. You can see in this drawing. So hopefully it'll start putting things together for you. And you'll be able to really picture what this is going to look like. Alright guys, that's it for this week's video. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget, hit that thumbs up and leave me a comment. That'd be great. Anything any suggestions or anything you want to say, I'd like to hear it, so that would be great. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, and over the next 6 months this is going to be ramping up from just doing a few renovations in the main house to building that big extension and you know, the shed and the carport and all of that stuff, a nice fence, and there's going to be lots of stuff going on. So hit that subscribe button, and hopefully you'll see a lot of interesting stuff coming up. So I just want to thank you all for all your support in watching the videos, all the comments that I've received, and the thumbs up. It's just been awesome. I really do appreciate it. So that'll be it for this video. So until next week, you take care, you have a great week, and we'll see you then. Cheers.